mystical Ariel here to shake the matrix, expand our minds, and make us all think. Excuse me. Need to get some water in me. How you guys all doing this grand morning? I got Miss Zena here. You can see her foot flopping around. She's just kind of sort of waking up, but maybe not quite yet. No? Okay. She said no. You okay? Okay? Valley fever sucks for her dog, okay? You gonna be okay, baby girl? Okay, I don't think she wants me talking. She's gonna go back to sleep. But anyways, my dogs are like my kids in a way, huh? Anyways, let's talk about some things. It's been interesting. Being in the place that I'm at now in my life, because I'm not stuck in these places like I used to be. I observe a lot. I pay attention to the environments around, and I see people pleasing in all environments. I really do. So let's talk about that. I want to talk about the lie of people pleasing, what that is. I get it. At first glance, people pleasing, it may seem like kindness, a noble attempt to create harmony. But in truth, it's a silent betrayal. It's a silent betrayal of the self and also of others. When we constantly shift to meet the expectations of others, we aren't being honest. We're lying. Not only to them, but even more dangerously to ourselves. There's science behind this even. From a science standpoint, people-pleasing behavior, it often stems from an overactive fear response. In the brain, it's particularly the amygdala, the region of response for processing threats. In childhood, many people pleasers learned that their safety, love, and belonging depended on a compliancing. And over time, their nervous system were wired to associate rejection or disapproval with danger. And this can lead to fawn trauma response, a survival mechanism where one appeases the other to avoid conflict. It's part of the same family, fight, flight, or freeze. But fawning is a deception. It wears a smile while suffocating the authenticity, the real you. Good morning, John. You see, living the lie, philosophy even talks about this. Soren Kierkegaard and Jean-Paul Sartre spoke of the despair that comes when one lives inauthentically. Sartre called it bad faith, when we deny our own freedom by conforming to societal roles. The people pleaser then becomes trapped in performance, playing the character others expect rather than they embracing who they truly are. In this, people pleasers become liars, not out of malice, but out of fear. See, the lie becomes their identity. And the longer it's performed, the harder it becomes to look in the mirror without feeling rejected by the image staring right back at you. So, what am I reading? I have my notes up in front of me, just so I won't forget what we're going to talk about and don't lose my train of thought. That's what I'm reading. Wake up every morning, meditate, and figure out what to talk about, and I write it all down, and then boom, I come up here and talk to you all about it. But let's talk even by a spiritual lens, okay? Especially in esoteric, metaphysical, and quantum consciousness. Those circles we speak of life is a holographic simulation, reflection of the inner world. The reality we experience is not fixed. It's projected of belief system, fears, and subconscious patterns. the grooves we're talking about in our brains. So people pleasing, it projects a version of yourself into the world that is not rooted in truth. And because the universe mirrors your internal vibration, well, you end up attracting the relationships and situations that match your false self, not your soul's essence, not who you truly are. And that kind of life, man, it'll kill you. It's not worthy. It's not you. You know, breaking free, from these false narratives, these false contracts, these constructs that we've built within ourselves. They're like chaos within this being. Why? Because the illusion is collapsing. The simulation is recalibrating, but chaos is not your enemy. It is the womb of transformation. And as you deconstruct the mask, you reclaim your true frequencies. You see, those of you who continue to come on here and ask questions that have nothing to do with what we're talking about, you guys really need to learn to educate yourself. This is not that channel. So I'm going to give you a few minutes just to think about it, kind of maybe recalibrate your brain and realize where you're at, and see if you want to learn and gain something. And we'll see what happens. All right. So in Christianity, Jesus, or Yahweh, says, the truth shall set you free. Yeshua says, the truth shall set you free. In Buddhism, there is this noble eightfolded path, one step of which right speech, which includes honesty and authenticity. And Islam teaches the deceit, distance, and the soul from Allah. In Hinduism, Sati, which is truth, is a central virtue, truth in thought, word, and action. So people pleasing, it contradicts all these principles. No matter where we stand on the face of this planet, people pleasing is the wrong thing to do. It's the wrong thing for us. And when we put on a mask to gain approval, we drift further from divine alignment. And you miss the boat of what you're even here for. You're not here for those people. And trust me, their words are meaningless because no matter what they tell you, at the end of the day, they don't have the ability to fulfill what your inner self is desiring, because you're trying to live through someone else's validation. And that's not what you need. You are the only validation, the only one that can validate you. And it is the only person that will create any shift within you. You know? Look at nature. No tree bends itself to please the wind, right? No river stops its flow because someone disapproves of the flow of that river. In the wild, authenticity is not even optional. It just is the law of existence. It's how it flows. And when the animal, camouflages, it's for survival, not for approval. Sorry, I'm not to get eaten today. It doesn't give a rip what you think about it. It just doesn't want to get eaten. But humans, with complex emotions and minds, we often camouflage their souls. We hide behind the pocketbook, behind our identity of a job, behind our certificates that hang on the wall that says you got a brain. I don't have any of those, and I got a brain. Look at the stuff I talk about. I write all of this. This comes from my brain. The only thing I get help with is the computer helps me do some spell checking and correction, because most of the time when I talk about to you guys, I'm putting in books. Which, by the way, the third one is about to come out on May 8th. Awaken, Return to Eden. It'll shift everything in your life. Don't come on my channel ever asking me about my family. That is my family. I love my family. And you know nothing of them except for what's on here. And that's just reality. We don't know anything of each other till we're on in face to face. But you know what's crazy? You know, I thought hanging out with elders and stuff, that them among all of us would not give two hoots what anyone thinks. I know 80-year-olds that so care about what other people think that they'll create chaos wherever they go to start a gossip circle as much as they can. I've even had to put a stop to it a few times going, whoa, those details are not even truth. They'd rather hurt someone else on the benefit of their own, instead of realizing that that hurt they are doing to someone else is to their own. So even in elders, even in ones that are way up in the years, among those you would have thought that no one gave two shits about what others think, they still hide. Because conditioning runs deep and it becomes the wallpaper of their psyche. And if not questioned, it persists into every season of life. It never stops until you face it, until you gaze into the mirror and see the truth of what it really, really has been always going on. You know? So now what? What do you do when you realize this? I can only teach you what I had to do for myself. Your road's always going to be different than mine, but here's what I did. I remember sitting in the middle of nowhere. My view was a volcano with a river going around it. And I said, people pleasing is a lie. And then I said, people pleasing is lying. Say it. People pleasing is lying. Let it sting. Let it awaken something ancient inside of you that remembers what truth feels like. Feel your worth. You don't need to earn love through performance. Your existence is already enough. This isn't motivation fluff, you know. I'm not trying to motivate you to get some fluff crap. This is quantum reality. Your vibration matters more than your mask. And you can't have your vibration hanging out now, can you, if you have a mask covering it? Face the mirror. Stand in front of the mirror and don't look away. And face you. See not the lie, but see it is the one who agreed to the lie to survive. Now this one is ready to live. You don't have to agree to it anymore. And as you stop performing, those who benefited from your suppression may resist. They may get annoyed. But this is a good sign. It means you're no longer feeding that false system. You're saying, no more. I've had enough. Reprogram that mind. Use daily affirmations, neural rewiring techniques, breathing, prayer, meditation. You are not just breaking a habit. You're unlearning an entire assimilation. So this isn't becoming harsh or unkind. It's about aligning with your truth. A truth that nourishes your nervous system, liberates your soul, and magnetizes relationships built on honesty, not illusions. See, people-pleasing is a form of spiritual amnesia. But truth is homecoming. And when we finally come home to yourself, you'll see You were never too much, never too broken, and never required to shrink to be loved. Think about that, you guys. All right, let me check out what you guys got to say. All right. I don't think you guys get it. Let's see. Might have to put you in timeout again. All right. There we go. Ah, people. Okay. You guys got to be smarter, because none of this works. All right. There you go. I mean, I do appreciate, it keeps the algorithm going and stuff, which is always good, But I'm not going to talk about any of that. I don't know what makes you think I'm going to talk or inject. I mean, I get you're still swallowed up by this simulation and falseness, and you want to try and have your life depend on what others think about you, and it's so important to you what others are doing in their life that you got to come to someone else and put their life in front of your life because you think that you actually get to know their life from a screen, and it's crazy. I mean, I know. I mean, I know what it's like to be stuck in the matrix and stuck in my own craziness that I got to find other people so I just feel good about myself. But that's not what this channel's about. It's about those who actually desire to change and shift. And it's about the real truth. Being able to gaze into the mirror and seeing the truth of your being and getting into walking in it. Where your focus is no longer on the external, but it's on the internal. Where you actually realize what this is really about. This is your chance. This is your freedom. This is about you, not someone else. And that's what this channel's about. See, I just use this platform to come and speak truth because I went through something and I decided when I came back, I said yes to something. It took me some time to finally get to the guts to just do it because I had to face that people-pleasing thing too. You think that the things I teach you, that I'm not either A, going through them right now myself or been through them? I have. I had to go through it. Hard blooming work to get where you're at, where I'm at today. Hard work. Freaking nail biting, bleeding, nose bleeding, hard dang work. You think your religion's going to save you just because you said some prayer? We don't get to run from ourselves, not even here. Not even there. We must always face who we are. Why did I do what? Why did I put them on timeout so they can learn better? See, the thing is, oh my goodness, y'all, you gotta work better at this, y'all. This sucks. You're not even entertaining. You're not even entertaining. It's not even like, I don't even get it. Okay, let me give you a suggestion. Just make up a hate group, okay? And get all your people together and brainstorm. Get your ideas better, okay? You already know that you don't get a response if you talk about my family. And you already know that you don't get a response if you say anything insulting towards me. So, yeah, I don't know what would work for y'all. Because I already got my freedom. I don't give a rip about views. I don't give a rip about numbers. I don't care if it's only one person that watches this. I don't do any of this for anything. I don't give a rip what y'all think either. You want to know why? Because if it affects one person's life, then that helps shift this matrix. That helps shift this simulation. And I care more about that than any of this stuff. Really? You think I care? Are you kidding? I don't even have monetization on here. I don't even try and get sponsorships on here. So no. Yeah. It's a good thing I know myself, huh, Xena? Xena knows herself really well, too. It's fun knowing yourself. Because guess what? You laugh at so much. But anyways, you guys, make sure you do one thing towards your dreams every single day. It brings you one step closer. Make sure you recognize you are valuable and you matter. Make sure you know you are a unique puzzle piece, a part of the ultimate puzzle of the cosmos. And some of you need to work a little harder. All right? So ridiculous. Oh my goodness. Bless y'all. Much love.